like an interesting jet to work on. Yeah, I think I can fix this one. Definitely. I mean, I've never fixed jets before, but I think I can fix this one.
Wheeljack? What do you think you are doing?
What? I'm trying to fix this jet up.
Yeah, exactly. And the jet that you're trying to fix up, you do know that's a Decepticon, right? The one that's called SLIPSTREAM.
Oh, it's a Decepticon? I think I made a horrible mistake. Trying to fix up Decepticon, I must have been a complete, utter fool.
Hey, what's up ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the YouTube channel of JJ Prime Reviews. And in today's review, we're going to take a look at the Transformers Legacy United Deluxe class, Cyberverse Universe, SLIPSTREAM. And I think this is a pretty neat figure for what it is, but before we take a look at the figure itself, we need to take a quick look at the packaging. So we have a nice beautiful image there of SLIPSTREAM in her jet mode, and we have the Legacy United logo right here, Deluxe class, Classic Deluxe, class, all that stuff. Transformers logo on the side, Generations, Takara Hasbro, Cyberverse Universe SLIPSTREAM, although not entirely accurate to her Cyberverse design. Another image of SLIPSTREAM in her robot mode, which is quite nice, and the beautiful Legacy United artwork right here. And we have the Legacy United on the top, and on the back of the box we got the obligatory product shots. We got the robot mode, the jet mode, 15 steps of transformation, 40 years of Transformers, well now it's 41 years, and then we got her name, SLIPSTREAM, and that is basically it for the packaging right here. And moving right along, here we have SLIPSTREAM fully transformed into her jet mode, and honestly I really like the colors of the jet mode here. Now she is obviously a repaint slight retool of the Legacy United Cyberverse Universe Windblade, and honestly I think SLIPSTREAM wears this mold very well. I love the color palette that they are using for SLIPSTREAM here. Very cool. We got some nice light purple going on here. I don't know what color this is, but it looks nice. A little bit of metallic paint on the nose cone right here, and a little bit dark purple on the cockpit section right here. Nice blue for the translucent windshield right there, and got a little bit of black here, a little bit of silver-ish there, and nice metallic blue paint on this back section right here, and on the tips of the wings as well, which looks gorgeous in my personal opinion. You got her toes just plainly visible, and we got her arms just plainly visible also. And that's my one gripe with the jet mode. I wish they hid away the arms a little bit better, but it is what it is. She does have a flippable landing gear, so you can flip this up if you really want to, or flip this down, or if you really want to. And she does come with null rays, which are already stored in her jet mode, and I'll show this more when we get into robot mode. And yeah, honestly, the jet mode looks very good for the most part, in my personal opinion. The nice thrusters there, so you can put blast effects there to make her whoosh off into space if you really want to. So yeah, and yeah, that's basically it for the jet mode. It looks like Windblade's jet mode because it's the same mold. So there we go. So let's continue on with some with one size comparison. Only one size comparison that really matters here. And here we have SLIPSTREAM compared with her mold mate, Windblade. So you can see how they look together. Well, considering that Windblade and SLIPSTREAM kind of became best friends in Cyberverse, I kind of understand why SLIPSTREAM would be a repaint slash retool of Windblade, but would have been nice if SLIPSTREAM got her own mold, because her design in Cyberverse was very different compared to Windblade's, and but it's nice to have a proper figure of SLIPSTREAM in my collection, and honestly they look really good together. Yeah, they look really good together. I think I prefer the color palette on SLIPSTREAM a lot more than Windblade's. I mean, I will always love the red and black color scheme that Windblade has, but man, this color palette is way more interesting to me. Just my personal opinion, to each their own. But there we go. And the only that's the only thing that's different here between these two, is the color palette. and the accessories, you know, because this gal comes with the sword, whereas this gal comes with the null rays. So yeah, there you have that. So that's pretty much it for the alt mode comparisons right here. And so without further ado, let us transform Slipstream into her robot mode. Now the transformation is definitely the same as Windblade, because you know she's a repainted Windblade. So yeah. Now first things first, one thing I like to do first is to remove the null rays from the wings and just put them off to the side for now. And now we can get started. So take the wings here, just untap them and bring the wings forward a little bit, and then you can take the arms and just unpeg them from these posts. Just unpeg them. You're gonna untap these panels. Untab these panels right here, like so, and then just unfold the legs right here. And then as you do that, you want to split the legs right now, and then you can take this whole leg assembly and just bring this up, and that will tab into place just like so. And then you want to take this tail fin right here, just rotate this around and then bring up the foot, and there we have that section all done. And then take the tail fin, this other tail fin, just flip this back and then bring this down, bring this panel down until it tabs into place just like so. And there we have a leg all done, and we will do the same thing on the other side. Just bring this up, that will tab into place, and then flip the foot up, and then you just rotate this section around, that will become the heel spur, and then flip this back and make sure you tab this panel in, and there you have the legs all done. And now we rotate the waist 180 so that this is the forefront, and there we go, we got that section done. So now we will move on to the backpack. Okay, so now the backpack, flip up the landing gear as you do so, and then just bring this up. Oh, one thing I totally forgot to show off in jet mode is that these things, they can actually rotate around, so you can actually position these turbines like this in jet mode if you really want to. So sorry that I totally forgot about that. Whoopsies. And of course the tail fins do move, you know, for articulation's sake. Anyway, so now just bring now before you bring that down, you have to open all of this up like so, and then bring this section down, and there is a tab will go into the slot right in there. So just tab that in like so. Now I can take this the nose cone here and just bring this in on the double hinge, fold that up, and bring this down, and that will peg together. And then this nose cone here, just flip this up, and there we go. So there you have that. So now the wings, you have to make sure that that little post here lies in that port. Just make sure it rests in there. It's not a secure grip, but you know, it just a place for it to rest. It's a suggestion more than a it's more than a suggestion. It's more or less a suggestion rather than a solid lock. So yeah, just peg it there. I mean, you can just position the wings however you want, you know, it's your toy, play however you wish. And the last step to do is to raise up these shoulder pads a little bit. There we go. And there we have Slipstream fully transformed into her robot mode. And again, I think she wears this mold very, very well. I think she looks pretty dang good. Yeah, a good looking Slipstream. Really cool. Really cool. So, I mean, not entirely accurate to her Cyberverse design, you know, her animation model, you know, it's not entirely accurate, but the color placement is there, so, yeah, very nice. Very, very nice. So, let's get in close here so we can take a look at the one new thing, one new mold, one newly molded part on this figure, and that is the head sculpt. And honestly, I really like the design of this head sculpt. It's a pretty cool head for a Slipstream, although it looks more or less like a Starscream head more than the Slipstream head, but hey, it is what it is. But it still looks like a good looking head. Would have been nice if they painted her lipsticks, you know. Hey, give her some lips, man. Give her some lips. But anyway, so But nice paint work on the face. You got nice red paint for the eyes, a little bit of red paint for the head crest there, and yeah, and the chest is beautifully painted, and yeah. But it's still, it's nicely painted. Got some kind of symbol on her belly. I like how they painted up the middle portion here to make it look like the jet cockpit becomes the chest. So hey, I think that's clever. That's clever on Hasbro's part, in my personal opinion. So other than that, it's pretty much the same as Windblade's body. It's the same thing, same mold, same everything. That's the whole point of repaints. That's the whole point of repaints. Now, as far as articulation goes, the head is on a ball joint. She can look up, can look down a little bit. The shoulders, they could rotate a full 360, but the wings do get in the way, so it is what it is, but that's fine. The arms can move in and out on a very soft ratchet, which is interesting. Okay, we got a bicep swivel right here. We got an elbow joint, slightly under 90 degrees of bend. You do have wrist rotation. Okay, we got that. We got a waist rotation, which is pretty nice. I'm pretty sure that will make a lot of fans happy. The legs can move up that far, can move back that far. And she can do the full splits. She does have a thigh rotation. She does have a knee bend, about 90 degrees of bend there. And the feet, they can move down due to transformation. And then there is some ankle tiltage right there. So yeah, she is pretty poseable. I just wish that her arms could go full 360, but that's okay. It is what it is. So now, let's talk about her null rays, okay? So let us talk about her null rays and see how we work with them. So on the back of the box, it shows you that you can just plug the null rays into her hands, as handheld weapons. That's something that you can do with this figure. I don't prefer that because she's a seeker and she's meant to have the null rays plugged onto her forearms, but she's got these spiky things just sticking out, so that's not possible. And even this is not possible because there's no ports on here, but there's a port like right there, but there's no room for it. There's literally no room for it, which is quite unfortunate, but there is a port right underneath the forearm, so you can just go underslung with that. So, and honestly, I think this is the best option for Slipstream, for what you can do with Slipstream here. So, and yeah, I kind of like that better. Instead of having those null rays as handheld guns. I don't like the null rays being held as guns. I like the null rays to be plugged on her forearms, and honestly, this is the best thing that you can do with Slipstream. So. Unless you want to do some, remolding yourself, like just cut this out and then just drill a hole in there, big enough for the, for the null rays. But, it's the thing you can do if you really want to do it. But, this is the best option that you can do for Slipstream, really. So, but there you go. So, there you have that. So now we will move on to the comparisons. Alright, so there we have Slipstream compared with her mold mate, Windblade, and again, the body is pretty much the same thing, but the heads are different. That's the only thing that's different. Of course, the color palette is also different. Making this just a head retool, it's a little bit underwhelming for me. Would have been nice if they had retooled the arms, retooled the chest a little bit, retooled the legs a little bit. Would have been nice if they had done that. And of course, the gappy wings, this side right here, it's kind of an eyesore. A little bit unfortunate there, but hey, it is what it is. She still looks really good in these colors, and I'm just genuinely happy to have a proper Slipstream figure. in my collection because I never owned an animated Slipstream. I never owned the Takara Legend Slipstream, so yeah, I mean, this is the only one I could get right now. so yeah, and this is probably my final Legacy United Deluxe of all time, you know, because I'm honestly ready for Age of the Primes. I'm ready for it. I'm literally ready for this new line that's coming out this year. That's already out in like this year because the figure is already out in stores, and hopefully I can do a toy hunt video at some point in the future. I don't know when, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, so there you go. That's pretty much it there for the robot mode comparisons right here. Okay, so here are my final thoughts on the Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Cyberverse Universe Slipstream. And it's a solid figure. It's definitely a solid figure for what it is. I love the color palette. I love the color palette for Slipstream. I love the metallic paint that they put on her. I think it looks gorgeous. You know, the robot mode looks good, the jet mode looks good. I just wish that we had a new mold for her, you know, because it's been a long time since we've gotten a Slipstream, and you know, this is what we get, you know, a repaint / retool of Windblade. You know, it's understandable because of the previous, you know, Takara Legend Slipstream was a repaint retool of Windblade, but then for that one they did a little bit more to it. This one was a head retool and some new weapons, and that's basically it, which is quite unfortunate for the character, but it is what it is. Still a fun figure to mess with, fun transformation, and you know, pretty posable as well. And I honestly love the new head, love the new head sculpt, very cool. So yeah, so while it is not a perfect rendition of Cyberverse Slipstream, it's still a pretty good solid toy for Slipstream, in my personal opinion. So if I were to rank this if I were to rank this gal from a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give her a solid, maybe an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Wish they could have done something more to the mold, you know, just giving a new head and all that stuff, and maybe, you know, a little bit more arm articulation because the wings do get in the way, and of course, you know, this the hollow bit. You know, I don't care about hollow parts mostly, but when it's staring at you right in the face, then that's where I have a problem with the hollow bits. So that's a little bit unfortunate that it's staring you right in the face. It's hollow. So, but otherwise, 8 out of 10. Decent, really cool figure, really good Slipstream, and I'm personally happy to have her in my collection. Nice to have the final Wave 4 Legacy United Deluxe in my collection. Yay! But anyway, so, and I think that's pretty much it for today's video review. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have enjoyed this review, be sure to smash that like button down below. And of course, if you want to see more reviews on the channel, make sure to click that subscribe button down below. And while you're at it, click that notification bell icon down below as well, so that you will never miss any of my future videos. And of course, you can always check out my Legacy Reviews playlist for any videos you may have missed. So I will post the link to that playlist in the description down below, or you can click the playlist right here. So, I think that's pretty much it for me to say. So there you have the Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Cyberverse Universe Slipstream, and I think that's pretty much it. And this is JJ Prime signing off. Peace out to all one, and I'll see you guys next time. Transform and rise up!
Greetings, Transformers fans. My name is Alita1. I would like to thank you for watching JJ Prime Reviews. If you would like to see more reviews, live unboxings, or even tutorials on the channel, hit the subscribe button and smash that bell icon to get notified when a new video is uploaded on the channel. Thank you, and see you next time. Till all are one.